Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Finally got some parts I was waiting for, so I'm gonna get started on my disc brake conversion in the rear on my new 14 bolt. I was waiting on the right brackets for the caliper. They finally showed up. I got them over there, just painted them up. They should be just about dry by now, so I am gonna show you guys what parts I am putting on, and then after that I'll put you on a time lapse and we'll get this daggum thing tore apart. So I ended up going with the Ruffstuff kit. All the disc brake kits are pretty well all about the same. They use square body Chevy 3/4 ton front rotors, front calipers, pads, so all that stuff's cheap, real easy to source and find. And then I did get the upgrade to the stainless braided brake lines, the weld-on tabs, all new hardware, new pads, brand new calipers, all that good mumbo jumbo. Should be a pretty straightforward swap. I think it'll take me longer to get all the old stuff ripped off and get everything cleaned up than it is to slap all this new stuff on. So let's get you guys on a time lapse and let's start getting this thing tore apart. Alright guys, so as you've seen, the stock brakes came right off without a hitch. When I go back together with it, I will not be using a punch on the bearing retainer nut. It's just real quick and easy to get it off. I have the appropriate sockets to get her all torqued down and everything, but when she's coming apart, you don't need to untorque it. So I'm gonna take a wire brush and a screwdriver, clean all this jargon off, get her all nice and shined up, hit it with some aerosol overhaul, of course, and we'll go get the new brackets, get those bad Larrys mounted up, and then over here, gotta pound those studs out with the air hammer and get that hub out. Get the rotors pressed onto the hub on the back side there, and we'll get her set back on. And then another step is I'm gonna have to trim this brake line down, and that's what the braided stainless lines are for. Is it'll come to about here where it straightens back out. I'll have to cut it, reflare it, and actually let's check that right now. Check this guy. Oop, went a little wild there for a second. Alright, so let's see if the brake lines match up, or if I'm gonna have to, let's see if I can do this one-handed. Actually does look like it's kind of a pain to do it one-handed, like I said. I think it's even the same size, so I'll be able to reuse this nut. And go ahead and focus. Reuse, there we go. Now we're cooking with peanut oil. I think it's the same thread pitch here to the new line, so I'll be able to reuse this. Just trim it back, reflare it, get rid of all this mumbo jumbo, and weld the brackets on that are in the bag over there. Weld those on, hook this up to the new calipers, and we'll be good to go. So let me put you back on time lapse. We'll get this cleaned up, bolt the new brackets on, and then we'll go about pounding out those studs, get the rotors mounted, and we'll get the daggum hub back on.
Got an awful deal.
Just trying to pass on the shit.
Yeah. Fine.
Well worth it. He even said well worth it though.
Yeah.
Yeah, alright.
Yeah. Don't worry, we're all equally done in that aspect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, what's everybody's plan for the weekend?
Exactly.
Yes.
100%. Calypso Ford, 590 Super Duty would be perfect.
Yeah, I am always looking for like 5.9 takeouts. If I came across a 5.9 Colorado for a good deal, I wouldn't be opposed to getting it, to be honest.
Well, like 19 mega cat high output with Hazen.
The same one that's got a
Screaming deal.
pocket on it?
Yeah.
Does that screaming deal involve being less than 10 grand?
Hey.
What would you beat it with? Like a drone?
No, isn't he with the one with the not here in 5.9? What do you say he was with?
Yeah, we're not messed up. I'm not trying to go too far back.
Yeah.
Be your buddy's 21 power stroke this weekend. Doing what? Was he loaded? Is he not geared right? There's no reason a 21 power stroke should lose to anybody. Just saying. That's 6.7 with 10 speed. I think it's fucking lethal, man.
Yeah. That transmission is.
Air show, Fairchild. Yeah, that should be a good time.
Yeah.
Do it at least 8 times.
Do what?
Like, do what? You're kind of scaring me, Chris. Do what?
G56 6.7. Wow. Wow. You beat a 21 power stroke with a G56 with a shift pattern as long as a freaking country mile.
Yeah.
You can shift, my friend.
They're good.
Damn. Well, that just.
I'm not trying to take it.
Listen, I'm a Cummins guy, and that doesn't.
That doesn't add up, man.
Oh, do it 8 times means.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's installments.
Yeah.
It's installments.
Ah.
It's like a subscription.
I see where you're moving at. Decline. I really like not having car payments.
So Ben, for some reason, just likes those freaking clapped out high mileage 7.3s. Just absolutely loves them.
I don't know, man. I never thought I'd be that way, to be honest. Like, I was, before I bought my blue truck, I was a strict, like, sub 100,000 mile. I will pay the extra money to have that low mileage. No, I don't give a fuck.
Is there a mileage point that would scare you? Like, would you 400? Yeah. Really? Why?
I don't know what it is. It's just the sub about the 400 because I don't drive a lot, so it's like with my.
Oh yeah, Zach Langer. Exactly. He's talked about Honda Element so freaking much. Why don't you just get one of those? They have so much room. Just camping that. There's so much room for a family of 4 in there.
It's not wrong.
Well, that backfired.
Yeah.
Good point. Zach Langer.
Perfect.
Yeah.
But I mean, when I bought my red truck, my first OBS, and that was low mileage, I was still driving a lot. So when I was still working for Red Bull, I was still driving easily, minimum of 30 grand a year. Like it was 35 a lot. I put a shit ton of miles on it.
Yeah.
Now I don't. So for me to buy something that say has like 200 on it, realistically, if I were to keep it long enough, I may only put 40, maybe 30,000 miles on it. Yeah, it's a second vehicle. Miles on it. So for some reason, the borderline of 400,000, it's just like you start running into things like you need a new driver.
Yeah.
It's like your axles, like the two that the frame is worn. They're worn out.
I've never bought a vehicle that had been over 200 miles ever.
Yeah, there's like 3 now.
I've never bought a vehicle over 200K.
The Bourbon, the Axe, and the Blue.
So even the Suburban. Well, actually, I don't know if it. No, I don't think it did. No, yeah, never. Huh. Crazy.
What's up, Jack? Bruce Diesel 9973 bought it 305K. Yeah. The main thing for me is as long as the interior is not absolutely beat, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with finding O-rings and shit leaking and stuff like that. That's fine. I feel like I'm not familiar enough with 7.3s now that I can look at it and basically kind of know what's going on. But trying to deal with an interior that's completely fucked.
Yeah.
So long enough, yeah. So far, I've only had one vehicle that I actually went the distance on the miles. My 01 Ranger, I bought it 40,000 miles on it, and sold it with
Okay. Josh and Casey turned into a podcast. I agree.
That'd be great, actually, yeah. I love their style of social media. Like the posts they put out about people sending stuff back for warranties. You guys see the one with the shaft where it's just drop it in the It didn't work. That's not how it. Yeah. It's real. I dig that.
I ever put on a truck, I think it went EcoDiesel. Because I pulled that 70,000 miles.
You bought that one.
No, about 90 on it. And then drove it from.
Yeah, I mean, I cannot stomach a new truck. Especially because, for me to get a new truck, I'd have to, sell and trade in all the vehicles I have. I'd rather have 2 shitty vehicles or 2 high mileage vehicles than one.
Yeah, because the odds of both of them is fairly low. Fairly low.
You're giving me a lot of credit.
Well, he's the O-ring guy.
Yeah.
You can replace every freaking O-ring on that. And the whole fuel and the oil system.
It's a skill.
It's a skill.
It's a very important skill set. The O-ring man.
Yeah, he's
Captain O-ring.
Captain O-ring. Hey, good news, guys. We're going to have our hats here. Well, probably not quickly, but we got them going.
Yeah.
I know we talked about it last time.
No reason for that. Exactly. Yeah. Getting back on the hats here. If you guys have seen Tyler's hat, this is Brandon Bill's hat. We're getting the same style of hat. Yeah, we should. We. I had. You said they want to pre-order. If I had you on there. If you do want to get into a pre-order, email and I'll get set up. The goal is to have be able to be $50 shipped. Obviously, the tax on top of there, but get a really nice, badass hat.
Yeah, rubber logo. It's It's kind of like a moisture wicking material. It doesn't. I've been wearing this hat consecutive. 2 months now? Like there's no sweat stains in it whatsoever. That's the cool part of this hat. I'm a sweaty guy. I ruin hats.
It's a light hat.
It's light. The material is on. Like if you order one and get one, you're gonna grab this hat out of the box and you're gonna be like, okay, like that's a quality hat. Everybody else sells like just cheapo junk, like dollar store, what it feels like hats. These are not that. They're gonna be nice.
Yeah, if you want to get on the list, and again, those of you that have already messaged me or emailed me a list, you're on there. If you do want to get on the list, shoot me an email, ben@dieselpowerproducts.com. Put in there that you want a hat, and I'll mark you down.
All right, hold on. Put me down. You need one. Payments, blah, blah, blah. I pull the trigger. I'm going back right here because we missed. Hold on.
No need to expand a cemetery. Amen, dude.
Yes.
Seriously.
164.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Pull the trigger on a full force dual H pops kit from CNC Fab. I checked to see if you guys saw it. We don't. Honestly,
We used to.
It's just not a big mover.
And honestly, when it comes down to it, I think the dollars and cents didn't line up for us to sell it. The profit just wasn't there for us.
Yeah.
I mean, it happens with some parts. There's just not the margin for us to be able to sell it at the same price that the manufacturer is selling it for. Tyler, I need you guys to carry shapers for the new trucks. It's different than the 2018s. Down. It's not on the side. What? Because I put 540 in my 21.
Came out for the sweat.
Yeah, seriously. Yes, it will be killer. I'm jacked.
Oh, 19! We're at 19! That's a new record!
No, I think we've been up past 20.
Always being done. Hey, I watched one of your videos on YouTube a couple days ago about resetting the tire ABS module. Always being done.
Oh.
I think so. Maybe? I'm not sure. I can't remember.
Quadzilla got bought out by, oh my god, what was that company? It was a store. It was like another online store that bought them.
DTS?
No. Gosh. But Quadzilla kind of went out of business and someone else bought them. I don't know. To me, some of the Quadzilla stuff was kind of like technology that hasn't been updated. It was like buying a tuner that was 10 years old already. Even though they had some like cool stuff for like VP trucks, a lot of settings you can mess with and play with.
I will say for the VP stuff, I can understand when people still run Quadzillas.
Yes.
I know that Power Driven Diesel uses and vouches for Quadzillas, especially on VP trucks. that I can totally understand. Like, don't get me wrong. Our goal is to always try to give you guys a real deal on shit like that. But for everybody else and how things went down many years back, we just don't sell Quadzilla.
Yeah.
Nothing against them. Shit, that's just what it is.
How's the weather? It's actually nice today. We've had a bunch of rain come through in the last couple of couple of weeks really.
Yeah.
A bunch of rain starts back today. Is beautiful, gorgeous day.
6.5 content. I don't know if he's in the chat here, but I think you guys remember last week one of the guys said he had a 6.5 like race truck. He sent me videos. It's a fucking 6.5 race truck.
You didn't show me.
I haven't. I'm sorry. I totally forgot about it. I got to go back in my message, but it actually gets down. I feel like
Honey Badger Cummins, my Honda Talon brother in right there.
I feel like we kind of like gave him shit about it. He sent me videos and he backed it up. I was like, oh my.
1030 in 18 Cummins. I put 540 in it since 3,000 miles, brand new. It's been great.
I put 540 and 7.3s too. You know, everybody preaches 1540 on those.
A lot of that stuff is just because they don't have the certain. Because I ran into this with my Eco Diesel when I bought my Eco Diesel new. It wasn't like certified oil for the Eco Diesel new. I still ran it.
Yeah. You know, Bluetooth is cool. Yeah, I've seen their screens. For what? The Quadzillas.
Oh. 90 to 100 degrees out. Golly.
Yeah, we're not quite there yet. Give me like 3 weeks. Yeah, bump up 6.5. That's it. Yes.
That's it. Yeah.
Yes. I'll have to show you these videos. You sent them to me. I gotta admit, I watched them. I was like, yeah, this is okay. Oh.
Now I gotta see. I haven't seen
it. That means you know. That means you understand. The way of the mini-max.
Yeah.
Those are the days.
They had the XRT Pros. Anybody remember the XRT Pros?
I was like,
Dude, we sold them $664.55 or something was the price for them. Like we just sold those things like freaking hotcakes.
it's kind of live from Tony the other driving. EFI Live. Calibrated.
Yeah, EFI Live by calibrated power for sure.
Intake, tuner, exhaust, lift pump, calibrated power tuning.
Then you see the Honda Element guys sent me on IG.
Yeah.
He's doing some cool stuff here, that sort of thing. That kind of like weird.
So took an E350 from a place in Flagstaff to his place in Wisconsin.
Oh, with a 6.9, that's gonna be a fun drive. We'll get there in about 4 weeks.
Driving a 6.9 E350 from London.
Quadzilla and Mini-Max.
Yeah. Stack and rock 'em.
Let's leave stacking chips up to frickin' Pringles, alright? Whoops.
And a mini bag. and
a TST Power Max.
And
Not stacking.
I got 6 each
Yeah, just different trucks. Okay. Well, good thing for guys running the TST, the rail pressure rheostat, just the rail pressure. TST little freaking switch along with like a Smarty.
Leave extra Mike, Carly in the house. What up, dog?
Is Carly? Someone from Carly?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
What is another good chip for 7.3s besides Hydra? Okay, so here's the argument to and from Hydra. So obviously a Hydra is basically just a blank chip, and you can have a lot of those different tunes loaded onto your Hydra. So later on down the road, if you're going to be running, what's up, Kurt? If you're going to be running bigger injectors or you need custom tuning, Hydra is the way to go. If you're not going to be doing that, honestly, take your pick. We sell an absolute shit.
TST, Edge Revolver.
TST, just TS.
Oh yeah, TS, sorry.
TS and
Edge Revolvers.
Those are the two we sell the most of. They're very basic. They're about like the 250 mark, 300 mark, maybe. Are they that
They're
much?
so
They've gone up. But the main thing to remember is they're always going to assume that you have the stock injectors and the stock high pressure oil pump and the stock turbo. Depending on what your truck, it doesn't really matter. But for me personally, I either like modifying things, so I simply try and go the route that will have a custom tune. Oh, I have here a stupid or whatever is going to give me the option to custom tune. The other thing there too is buying edge evolutions and trans. No comment.
Yeah, there's some $300 for a Edge revolver. I think the TS is actually cheaper than that too.
Yes, this is. I think it's like $49.
$229.
The other thing there too is, as far as like for 7.3s, you can either tune through the OBD2 port, or you can tune through the actual PCM itself. I always recommend tuning through the PCM. It's the best way to do it. It's an arcade computer. Once you pull it out and look at it, you know what I'm talking about. It looks like a freaking dot matrix print. But getting something that actually plugs into the PCM itself, not the OBD2 port, is always going to be your best bet. If you do end up getting a Hydra, and you end up just trying to download tunes from the database, because there is a database to download free tunes from, be advised, you are downloading tunes from open source. Don't fuck your shit up. Okay.
Fair enough.
Straight up. Alright, sorry. I got 6 those now, but it's hard shift points, honestly. My favorite transmission tuning is from Gearhead. If you want my opinion, every time, all my 7.3s I've ever had, I've run other tuning on there, and then eventually I end up running some other type, and it ends up being Gearhead. I love their, aggressive street tune. The shifting, the throttle, everything. It's tune number 4. Freaking love it. If you're wanting to get something that shifts right with the transmission, get yourself Gearhead. We have on the website.
Alright, so got her to this point. I imagine you guys saw I had a little bit of a blonde moment and put the bracket on backwards, but got that all flip-flopped around. Got the caliper bolted up, the hub on loosely. The wheel bearing is a pretty low miles unit, so I'm going to try and reuse it. If not, then the hub will come back off right quick, and I'll slap a wheel seal in it. But I got to double check on the computer for the actual torque of this. I don't remember off the top of my hand, and I thought I had it memorized, but that's what the internet's for, to the Googler. But it looks great, and I shed plenty of weight off between that and that. Welcome to the 21st century, old Buck Wild. Might be able to stop now. The weight savings is more what I was looking for. This thing's made to go fast, not stop fast. But yeah, so I'm gonna double check on the computer about the torque spec on this nut here, and then we will get that torqued up, slap the axle back in, and hop on to the other side. I'm gonna get all the hard parts done first before I go around and start cutting brake lines and whatnot. It's kind of looking a little tight back there by the leaf spring, which is something I kind of researched. If I can go to this one, I think I can fish it above the leaf spring about yaw. If not, I might have to come up this way and loop, or maybe come down, but it kind of points right here at the U-bolt if I come down that way. So I might be able to come up and make this little Donkey Kong loop here, but I think this top one just comes straight across and loop right over the old spring there, and I think we'll be in the money, honey. Yeah, it looks great. I've been wanting to do that for years, even when it had the 6-lug axle, but shoo buddy, it's finally got 4-wheel discs. Daggum. All fancy pants now. Alright guys, so I double checked online and the spec is 50 foot-pounds. Back it off till it's completely loose. Torque it to 35, and then tighten it to the next closest keyway lineup. Don't loosen it, you have to tighten it. Even if it's another quarter turn, you got to tighten it until your keyway will slide in. Slide your keyway in, put your lock ring back on, you're good to go. So we're gonna get this 50 foot-pounds. Got the old snap-on 1/2 inch. One of these days it'll pay for itself. Get the socket to line up. There we go. Maybe. Okay. And I'm gonna kind of use my knee on that so I can spin it while I'm torquing it. Okay, so there's 50. Still spins good. Double check at 50. There's 50. We're gonna back it off until it's loose. Let's reset the old torque wrench ski. 35. And this one you don't need to spin it. I mean, I imagine it won't hurt, but you already preloaded your bearings, so this is just getting the nut tight. There's 35. Spins like butter. Brother. Okay, let's check. Ooh. Ooh. Look at that. First try. Man, almost like I know what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm gonna set the camera back down. And I'm gonna get the keyway slid in. Like a glove. Get the lock ring here. We're gonna pop that back in. And as you can see, kind of, I imagine, on here there's a little alignment tab. That goes in the keyway slot as well to hold your ring in place. Pop that bad boy back on. Grab the screwdriver here. Make sure it's popped in the groove all the way. Boom. So now I'm gonna clean the silicone off this axle and get the hub flange here cleaned up. It's pretty clean, just a little bit of silicone. And get the axle slid back in, and this side's all together besides shortening up for that brake line. So I don't know if I'll put you on time lapse. If I imagine you don't really want to watch me scrape some silicone, but I'll get that all cleaned up. I'll show you guys when the axle's all back in, and that'll basically be the exact same for the other side. It's really, honestly, a stupid simple. Like I said, it was faster to put the brakes on, the new brakes on, than it was to take the old stuff off, and even that didn't take long at all. Having the air hammer helped, and shout out to old Big Daddy Milwaukee. He always comes in clutch. Always makes jobs like this easy, especially on these old 90s trucks. Luckily, I'm blessed to be in Colorado. Not like all you Easterners. I don't envy you at all with all them rust buckets. Nate, I'm talking to you. But yeah, everything came apart real easy, went back together even easier, and I recommend it to everybody. I mean, I don't know if I'm going to be doing this on my tow rig, my dually. Honestly, the big drum brakes will probably stop it better than these disc brakes, but like I said, on the race truck, the disc brakes will be better, lighter, cool down quicker, ease of changing parts if it chews up the brake pad or anything stupid like that, which is my luck. But yeah, I guess that's about it. I can't talk about how simple it is. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna get to cleaning the axle up, slide that bad Larry back in. I'm gonna start pounding out the other side, and the next thing you'll see is I will start cutting the brake lines and getting those hooked up. That will probably end up being a tomorrow project. It's getting close to time to head towards the shed tonight. But yeah, like and subscribe. Obviously, starting to finally get some work done, getting parts rolling in, so we're going to start busting this bad boy out, and I'm ready to go race this daggum thing. And share with all your friends, especially this. This doesn't exactly pertain just to race trucks or 6.5s. This is a GMT 400 thing. Anybody with a full float 14 bolt can benefit from watching how easy it is to do the disc brake conversion from Ruffstuff. Like I said, all the kits are about the same. They're all very similar. It's all the same parts. All the square body brake, calipers, rotors, pads, all that stuff's the same. So all the brackets are going to be just about the same. I just used the Ruffstuff kit because that's what we have experience with here. We use it on all the Jeeps and stuff like that, so I knew it was a good quality kit. It'd go together easy, and that's about it on that. So like, subscribe, share with your friends, hit the bell. I'm going to start posting a lot more videos because I got a whole mess of parts sitting here. So thanks guys.